After getting aware of all of these technical details, the next step what we like to do is to show you how to connect for Cloud. To do that, we will connect a ServiceNow installation, and we will do that by connecting Connect for Cloud. Additionally to that, we have typically to install first the CSM and the UCI module. We are very sure that every pro is easily able to do that. You have just to run the setup set and then to select two additional modules, CSM and UCI. And after that is completely done, you will have these two modules in one database. Yes, of course, it is possible to have the UCI module separate in another database, but this is at the end the same way to install it. It is just another database. In our very special example, we use the same database for both. That means CSM and UCI. And we have at the end to show you two things. First of all, to create the sync between the CSM and the UCI module. We are using on both sides the DB connector. And the second thing we like to show you is that we connect then with the help of the SCIM connector, One Identity Connect for Cloud. And once both of these connections are implemented, we are ready to go. Last but not least, in this demo, we will show you then some data in the Identity Manager. By the way, it is my pleasure to introduce Marcus Weiss-Ehlers. He's a Senior Program Manager for One Identity Manager, and he will guide us through all the labs according to all these 7.1 update videos.
Now we are creating the synchronization project for the connection to Connect for Cloud. We're going to connect to ServiceNow via Connect for Cloud. First thing, we're going to choose the SCIM connector, and now we have to configure it. And I'm going to type in here the base URL to connect to my Connect for Cloud instance. I don't have to provide a port here. And the system supports more than one service by the same URL or server name. In my case, this is here ServiceNow. And the next thing is you have to provide an authentication endpoint. This is here my authentication endpoint for my ServiceNow instance. And of course, you do have to provide username and password. And on the next page, you can check if your authentication settings are correct. So this test only tests if the authentication was successful. And then you could remove the schema endpoints here if you would connect to a different SCIM endpoint, not Connect for Cloud. In our case, Connect for Cloud implements all of the three endpoint types found in the SCIM standard. And now you could test if these endpoints are accessible. They are. And now for Connect for Cloud, you do have to choose a different target product here. So we do have SCIM core support and some additions here for the Connect for Cloud connection. And of course, you should provide a meaningful display name here. So in my case, I'm choosing ServiceNow. And that's it. All these settings are the normal settings you are going to provide in any synchronization project creation wizard. And now you have two templates you can choose. One is specific for the Connect for Cloud connection. This is the first one. I'm going to choose that. And the other one is used if you connect any other SCIM-based target system. Last but not least, choosing the synchronization server, and done. So as we have synchronized our data for ServiceNow from Connect for Cloud now to our Universal Cloud Interface module, we are now going to configure the synchronization from the Universal Cloud Interface module to the Cloud System module. So for my external database where my cloud data is stored to my on-prem installation of One Identity Manager. Of course, the same would be valid if both modules are installed in one database. So what we're going to do now is create a synchronization project. So we do have a special connector for that. And I have the ability here to choose all of the three connection methods to the One Identity Manager instance where the Cloud Interface module is hosted. I'm choosing the application server here, test the connection, successful. I have the ability to choose a different private key set here. If both of my databases are encrypted, they do use different private key sets. So I'm able to choose the private key set that is used in that UCI instance. Again, this is the same as every synchronization project. And now I'm choosing which cloud application I want to synchronize from my UCI instance to my on-prem CSM module. And you could even have multiple UCI module instances when you're going to synchronize the data from that UCI instances to your on-prem installation. Choosing ServiceNow, synchronization server, Finish. So there's one special configuration the cloud synchronization is going to create. So you do have two startup configurations here. The first one is the normal full sync. So every information going to be read from the UCI module into the CSM module. And the second one is just configured to synchronize all the change information from the UCI module to the CSM module, as the cloud provisioning could take some while, and which is different to the normal on-prem synchronization configuration. We implemented as update flag synchronization when the data between UCI and CSM is going to be synchronized, and the second startup configuration here is going to synchronize just those pending change information. So now we are going to take a look inside of the manager how the data looks like in the system. First, we're going to use one of the two new categories here. So there is one for the Universal Cloud Interface and the other one for the Cloud Target Systems. So in my installation here, I do have UCI module and CSM module installed in the same database. So you can see here that we do have more than one Cloud Target System in our system. We have connected ServiceNow. So we're going to take a look at that. You can see here, this is my cloud application. I do have my groups assigned here. I do have my user accounts, and we do have some operators assigned. And just take a look at one of those. Here's my group and my user membership. So now we're going to take a look at some of the user accounts here in that UCI module. You can see that the data is write protected. So when you want to change the information, as we are in the UCI module, which is just for transporting the data into the target system, you have to use Cloud Target Systems module. And that's now the point where you're going to switch to the Cloud Target System view. You can see here that there's also a ServiceNow Cloud Target System, and we do have our user accounts and our groups. I'm now choosing a user, and now you can see here that you have the ability to change the information. So, and the Cloud Target System are the point where you assign account definitions and all the normal stuff. So the Cloud Target System module is the point where your users are connected to the identities in the system, and you do all your normal identity management configuration stuff you would do with any other target system.